This is the harshest truth that you will ever hear. But the good news is that the solutions have existed for a long time, and there's a miraculous world awaiting everyone. So if you are ready, let's continue. 99% of humanity is living in disease. Over 99% of humanity. And they don't even realize it since the day they were born. And as a result, over 99% of humanity has lived a primary existence of mundane, destructive, and meaningless lives. Their whole premise of the basis of their lives is false. Let's continue, shall we? Here's the answer. Fruit is the only food for humans and will solve almost all the problems on Earth. And not just that, but through natural hygiene and life sciences health systems. So, 99% of humans are diseased. The symptoms that you are experiencing and you've always experienced, and your mother and father have experienced before you, which means that you were diseased inside of the womb before you were even born. And that means within just a few generations, if living pristinely, almost all genetic disease can go away. So, what about the disease that is not genetic? And that is 99% of humans. The symptoms include things like crusty eyes when you wake up, sneezing, farting, coughing, burping, puking, smelly armpits, smelly poop, dark colored urine, earwax, boogers, discolored teeth, hair loss, acne, weight gain, excess fat, even excess muscle, soreness when you wake up, popping, snapping joints, having to sleep more than 6 hours a day and not immediately springing out of bed with vigor. Getting dry mouth. There's so many symptoms. There's probably 100 more that I could name that almost every human on Earth experiences. Getting the flu once a year. That's almost universal around the world. Almost everyone gets that. They get sniffling, coughing, elevated temperature. Here's the thing. Your body temperature is not supposed to be 98.6. You are having an elevated body temperature every single day of your life. You are inflamed since you were born. The natural human internal body temperature is practically 2 degrees lower than what you've lived your entire life, and 99% of humans have lived. Humans have scientifically proven since about 200 years ago, since William A. Alcott discovered that placebo effect of healing a body without medication. He prescribed sugar pills to his patients, and the patients were it was a blind study where the patients didn't realize that they were being given sugar pills, and they still healed because they stopped eating poisonous food. They stopped consuming things. They laid in bed and sipped water, and they healed. But the only way to continue to stay healed is through eating a proper diet. And that does not include cooked food, which is toxic, poison, and a drug the most used drug on planet Earth is cooked food and animal products, which almost virtually all animal products are cooked. And so those are the two main disturbances of humanity since a very long time. Humanity has been living barbarically and diseased for the most part for a very long time. There have been portions of humanity that have not lived this way. Not necessarily pristine living, but close to it. And I do have that information available. It will be available in my next book. And some of it is available in my course, Hyginstitute's course at www.hygiverse.com. And then you click Hyginstitute and learn. And so this manifests in almost every aspect of your life, of every human's life. You eat food 3 times a day, every single day. That's a significant period of time, and you're wasting massive amounts of energy. Your vital nerve energy is very low compared to its potential energy, which you can see change happen very rapidly if you follow the proper protocols, the proper procedures and steps. And so this manifests through the types of job, the money you use towards your houses, which are bombarded with chemicals, your vehicles, which are bombarded with chemicals, your toxic chemicals. You surround your entire life with inanimate objects when you should be surrounding it by living organisms like plants. You should be living in bioavailable homes, preferentially in tropical places. But humanity has digressed so far from the tropics that we now are spread across the globe in places that we're not meant to live. We should be getting adequate amounts of sunshine through diffused sunlight through the shade of trees, so you do not get direct exposure of sun. There's so many issues going on with where humans are living that they have to adapt and survive instead of thrive. And that's why I've created Hygia homes within the Hygiverse, which are hygienic tropical jungle biodomes that include animals into the structures so that we can create tropical fruit orchards and fruit forests within any climate on Earth. So join me in our new global system. The Hygiverse is going to rapidly change humanity in the most massive way humans have ever imagined since we've existed on Earth.